Hello and welcome to day one of your 5-day Feel Good Yoga Challenge. My name is Tauni and I'm here to lead and encourage you on your yoga journey. My goal for the next 5 days is simple. It is for you to take 15 to 20 minutes a day for you, honoring what you need during your time on the mat. So with that in mind, let's get started with day one. So we're going to begin today's class in a child's pose. Taking the knees comfortably wide for you with feet touching. As you lower down to the mat, bringing your forehead to the mat or onto the hands. Begin to arrive on your mat. Checking in with your body and how you're feeling today. Letting go of any negativity or distractions that are around you or within you. Begin to observe your breath as you lengthen both the inhale and the exhale. Soften and relax. And just breathe. I will always encourage you to take a moment at the beginning of class to set an intention for your time on the mat, your why, and honor that throughout the class. We're going to begin to extend our arms further forward. Begin to lengthen the arms. Stretching and lengthening the spine and the back. Begin to lift up, and we're going to come onto all fours into a tabletop position. Keeping your hips right over those knees, begin to walk the hands forward and lowering the chest for puppy dog pose. So the chest lowers, the eyes stay slightly forward. Keeping the arms strong, pressing into the hands. Feel the opening in the chest, the arms, and that upper back. Begin to lift up as you walk the hands back under the shoulders, flowing through cow and cat pose. So as you inhale, gently look up, drop your shoulders away from the ears, and as you exhale, round the spine for cat pose, tucking that tailbone. Again, inhale, making a C shape with your spine. Exhale, making that same C shape in the opposite direction. So moving at your own pace. As you just awaken all those muscles around the spine and around the midsection. So now we're going to move into down dog. So moving your hands slightly forward, tuck the toes underneath you and lift your hips up. Creating a V shape with the body, begin to alternate to bending your knees as you pedal out your feet. Stretching all down the backs of the legs. And in your foundation, in down dog, the fingers are spread. And you're putting weight even into the fingers, especially the thumb and the index finger, and not just the palm. Arrive into your pose with stillness, knowing if that back is feeling pretty tight or the back of the legs, just gently bend those knees. You're gazing through the feet or through the knees, maintaining that steady breath. Begin to look forward and just walk the feet gently to the top of your mat, to your hands. Deeply bend those knees. I want you to place the belly on the thighs. Relax your head and neck. Let the top of the head reach for the floor in this forward fold. Begin to gaze forward. See if you can straighten the legs more and take your hands to your shins for a half lift. This is called Ardva Utasana, or half lift. Taking the hands either to the shins or even to a block for support as you continue to lengthen through that back side of the body. Begin to take your hands to your waist and come all the way up to stand. Nice and slow. Keeping the right foot planted and the toes straight forward, step the left foot back, and we're going to come into Warrior Two pose. Back foot is about 90 degrees. Extend those arms. So if you glance down, you should be able to see your big toe on the inside of the knee. Maintaining shoulders over hips. Take that gaze forward. Begin to straighten that forward right leg. Now lengthen all the way, stretch, 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 and then take that hand down either to the shin or the block or even a floor, arriving in triangle pose. So oftentimes people will take their hand to the floor and then they fall forward. I want you to try to maintain that alignment over that forward leg and feel a nice stretch here through the side body. Begin to lift back up. Rebend that right knee. Again, setting up. We're going to lengthen through that waist again, bending the elbow, taking that forearm to the thigh, and arriving in supported angle pose. With your next breath, begin to rise up. We're going to turn the toes in line with those heels, so parallel to the edges of your mat. Hands to your waist, begin to hinge over, keeping those legs engaged. Take the hands to the mat. Relax into your standing straddle. Again, the top of the head reaching for the floor. Notice the weight in your feet. If it's all back on the heels, maybe evenly distribute it, coming a little bit more forward. You have your hands for support. So let's straighten the arms, and I want you to just come up onto the fingertips and feel the muscles all in that core section engage, especially your back. Taking the hands back to the waist, rise back up. Good. Now we're going to adjust the left toes forward to the back of the mat, setting up for Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. Begin to straighten. If you need to shorten your stance, you can. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen as far as you can, and then wherever that hand lands is perfect. Begin to lift up, rebending that knee back into Warrior Two as we transition to that supported angle. So reach forward, bend the elbow, gazing up if it's comfortable for your neck. And if it's not, you simply can just look forward. Use your strength to come all the way up. Turn those toes forward. Hands to the waist as you hinge over from the hips, taking the hands underneath you, or this time maybe reaching out for the feet and guiding yourself into a deeper pose. Again, always listen to your body, honor what you need for your time on the mat, honoring your intention. Bringing those hands back underneath you, half lift, engage the core muscles, taking the hands to the waist, stand all the way up. Good, let's step back to the top of our mat. So we're gonna practice our balance. We're gonna practice balance in every single class the next 5 days. As we build our practice, we're gonna start with balancing on that right foot, pivot the left out. We're gonna be moving into tree pose. So just opening that hip, you can stay connected to the floor or take that foot up to the calf or all the way up to the inner thigh. Please do not press on the side of the knee. We're going to keep our hands right here at the heart, or if you're welcome to extend them up. During your balance time, practice patience. Stand tall. And if you need support, move to a wall or maybe keep a chair close by. One more breath. And come out of that. You can shake out those legs. Let's practice on the other side. So finding that foundation in that standing foot as you rotate that knee open and then moving that foot wherever it's best for you, just avoiding the side of the knee. You're doing a beautiful job. Just maintain that steady breath. Grow tall. Gently come out of the pose, shake it out. Let's step back to the top of your mat if you're not already there. Feet hip distance apart. Reach your arms up over your head. We're gonna do a big swan dive. You're gonna hinge forward from the hips. Again, soften the knees as needed. What I'm trying to avoid happening is this, where you round your low back. I want you to hinge forward from the hips, soften those knees as you open up the hamstrings and all through the back. So bend your knees and step back. And we're going to take our knees to the mat for a supported plank. Shoulders, elbows, wrist align. Gaze forward. So you're more in a diagonal shape here. Now gently with one straight body line, see if you can bend your elbows and lower all the way down to the mat. Taking your arms to your sides, gaze forward and lift the chest and lift the legs away from the mat for locust pose. Gently release from the pose. Let's press back to child's pose. This is a great counter pose after that back strengthener. Just take a few breaths to pause. We're going to rise up, flip over, and have a seat on your mat. Moving into butterfly pose. So bringing the soles of the feet together. Your knees drop open, sit up tall. You can hold onto the ankles wherever it's comfortable. And then gently just hinge forward till you feel a nice stretch. Begin to lift up, guide those knees up. Take the feet hip distance apart. You're going to hold on to the thighs, scoop the belly muscles in as you lower on down to the mat. Then bring the feet in closer to the hips, knees over ankles. As you inhale, press your hips up for a bridge pose. Walk your shoulder blades together and down your back. So you're bringing your chest closer to the chin without tucking the chin. So you're keeping the back of that neck long. You can always bind the hands if that's in your body, if that feels good. If not, just keep it separate. Breathe into the back. Releasing the hips down to the mat. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little massage, rocking side to side, or maybe some circles. Let's keep that right knee in as you lengthen that left leg out and draw that knee down. And then exhale into your spine twist, turning your gaze down the right arm, trying to keep that right shoulder connected to the mat. Coming back onto your back, extending the left leg. We're going to keep that right knee into the chest, or the left knee into the chest. You know what I meant. I'm sorry, just switch. Take that breath in and then exhale into that twist, turning your gaze down that left arm. Coming back onto your back, bring those knees into the chest. One more little massage here for your back. Take the feet to the floor, reclining butterfly. So the bottoms of the feet are touching, knees drop. Start to soften. Gently close your eyes. Then begin to extend the legs out, arms to your sides with the palms up, keeping the body open for Shavasana. Relax, soften. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Take a big breath in as you begin to awaken. Move the fingers, the toes. Then gently bend the knees and roll to your right side into a fetal position. And pause. Checking in with your body once again. Being grateful for the bodies we've been given. Grateful for our time on the mat. And acknowledge anything else that you're grateful for today. Then help yourself up to have a seat on your mat. Let's take a breath in and reach your arms up. Pressing the palms together into prayer at your heart. From my heart to yours, Namaste. You did a beautiful job. Thank you so much for joining me for day one. Hopefully you'll be back for day 2 where we continue to grow our practice. Have a blessed day.